Hey, smoke weed every day.
Yeah, we're live.
He's like, uh-oh. Shit.
Can we play Snoop Dogg right now?
So
Yeah.
what's cool is this is the last episode. This is the last episode of Breakfast Talk and before our Comic-Con. So yeah.
Woo!
Woo!
So
What episode is this?
33.
There it is, okay.
And we'll roll the intro.
Wakey, wakey, smell those eggs and bakey. It's time for Breakfast Talk, a podcast discussing current, independent, and mainstream entertainment topics, from gaming and movies to comics. Start your week off right with the Breakfast Boys. As always, if you can smell what we're cooking, click that like button, and if your tummies are rumbling for more, click subscribe and ring that brekkie bell to turn on all notifications. All right, let's talk.
Breakfast Talk!
Breakfast Talk!
There you go. This is
Where's Greg's?
Breakfast Talk.
Oh, there it is.
There you go. It's episode
The
33. Yeah. Episode 33 of Breakfast Talk. This is the last episode before our SNCC
2021.
F5, numeral 522, CSCS.
Wait, isn't it just XXI?
Yeah, it's whatever Elon Musk's kid's name is.
Oh. Oh my God. Random thing was I was watching Rick and Morty season 4 finally.
2, 3, 4.
And 2, 3, 4. Yeah. I was watching Rick and Morty season 4, and like Elon Musk is a voice in that.
Elon Tusk, yeah.
Yeah, I that's right. I just finally saw that like a few days ago. I was so freaking excited.
All right, I gotta say this because I've been dying to say this to somebody. Do you guys watch Always Sunny in Philadelphia?
A long time ago. I've only seen like the first like 4 to 5 seasons.
Do you know about the whole German Shepherd painting?
Yeah.
Okay, so you know that in Rick and Morty, when they do the time traveling snakes, like the Terminator snake thing. So in Snake Hitler's little room, he like Snake Hitler goes by. You see the painting of the German Shepherd in the background.
That's awesome.
It's so awesome of a reference, and like you have to like know, the reference to get it, and it's just fucking awesome. I was like, I just started like getting into Always Sunny, so it just blew my mind right there.
There's gonna be another season of that.
That's
awesome.
Egg. I like the original seasons, but then it started getting so weird for me. I'm like, all right, this is like, I feel like they're just trying to make me uncomfortable now for no reason. Like you know what I mean? Like there was like a certain level where, like, I think one of the last funny episodes I saw was when they got addicted to crack because they were sitting on a toilet seat made of crack, and like he wouldn't get off the toilet, and then eventually they're like trying to get drugs in the street. Like I think it was like season 3 or 4. It was like one of the last times I like really laughed at it. But then like I said, it started getting real weird after a while. So I was like,
How old was it?
Yeah, Frank is my favorite character. Frank and
Yes.
Charlie. Frank and Charlie.
Yeah.
You are a disgusting individual.
Well, like for example, the reason why I mean like it's weird is who's the guy that like in real life intentionally got fat because he thought it was funny. Yeah, like that's so weird mentally that you could tell where their brain is at when they're acting. Like, and that's such a like. Who makes themselves fat to be funny? Like that's insane.
We got super jacked.
Yeah. He goes back and forth. It's a running joke.
I know, but like that's like not mentally stable, which the show is very evident of, which is why it's funny. But like I said, it got past that for me. Eventually, I'm like, all right, this is like I'm like watching real people suffer. That's what it felt like.
Honestly, yeah, I think that's kind of the subtextual thing that goes throughout is like all of these people kind of have some kind of personality disorder or some shit, and they're all just functioning, like barely functioning human beings, and they just all kind of collaborate to share a barely functioning brain. I think that's kind of
that Charlie in the show is actually married to the waitress.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's why it's so funny. Is like because like she hates him.
Yeah, and Mac is actually married to Dee.
No way.
Yeah.
Wow, that's hilarious.
Buttercat, John. Yes, you're gonna get your stuff.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna do that right now. Let me get that Buttercat mug. I literally was opening that before the show.
That was a great reminder. Look at with emoji.
Dude, that was solid.
Everything. That was fucking.
Buttercat.
I literally was opening the store before we went live because I got distracted because we were talking about like crazy shit, and I was like, what I was like thinking like, oh yeah, I should get that mug, and I was gonna ask before we went live because I don't want to like share his address live. But I'm gonna get it on the side. Let's
your
see.
social security number, John. No.
Yeah,
Yeah, can we get your social real quick?
Address.
He puts it in, and Greg actually
birth.
puts it up.
I like. Oh.
All right, let's see.
Yeah.
So Eternals.
Yes.
That's what we're talking about today.
Hector's gonna be talking about Eternals. Me and Dylan did not see that, but we can still talk about it.
Okay, well, we had we've had a breakfast talk about it, right? Like about that was one of our subject matter. So from what you guys saw in the trailers, how did you feel about what this was going to mean for Marvel? There we go, 69, baby, noise.
Noise.
Please provide credit card. Yeah, exactly.
It's just for security purposes.
We need all that verification information, your phone number, so we can send telemarketers after you, like all that kind of stuff, all that fun stuff. So what was your guys' interpretation of how this fits as a Marvel movie?
What do you mean, like how the Eternals fit into the rest of the movies?
Yeah, because there was like
I think the one thing I think one of the things I remember them saying was that they didn't get involved in like the alien invasion stuff, even though they're supposed to be guardians of the Earth. I think that right, like wasn't that part of?
Okay, so
without spoiling, I think that was like in one of the trailers, like that was partially mentioned.
But I did see.
So what you see in the trailer, that's as far as they explain.
Yep. Okay. All right. Well, what I was gonna say was, it seems like what they're trying to do is, obviously we got attacked, like planet Earth gets attacked, and luckily we had created the Avengers to save ourselves. And these guys were supposed to defend us, but they weren't because they were busy with something else. That something else, I'm assuming, is the thing that will eventually be coming. But if that's not the case, then I don't know what the purpose of bringing them in this late is.
That someone was mentioning they should have actually been there when Thanos was there.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. If they're not there when Thanos is there, my only logical reason would be that they're stopping someone like Galactus. Like, other than that, like, I can't imagine a better reason to not be where the greatest threat to the universe is fighting, happening to be on the planet they're supposed to be defending.
All right, so the Eternals, I'll just put it this way. The Eternals are servants of the Celestials. So someone like Galactus, if Galactus came, they wouldn't intervene either. But
he's not a Celestial.
He is a Celestial.
What?
Yeah, he's the planet.
I know, but Celestials are the planet creators. Remember, there's like destroyers and then there's creators.
Universal creators.
Yeah, but like, remember but like what's it called? The what's his face? Star-Lord's dad. That's the whole point. Is he's a Celestial? He creates planets, right? Like that's kind of his whole thing, so that he counterbalances the destroyers. Ironically, now that I think about it, it reminds me of freaking Dragon Ball Super. There's like the Kais that create the planets, and then there's the world, what they call the 100%. God of Destruction, right? That's what I picture Galactus as. Like Thanos just happens to be destroying stuff. Galactus is supposed to be like that universal destroyer, and the Celestials counterbalance that by creating behind him almost as he destroys everything.
Well, that's the point. They function within that balance, so they wouldn't intervene because that's part of the natural balance.
Oh, okay. So they might rebuild Earth after, but they wouldn't stop him from destroying it.
Well, the Eternals aren't.
I know, not them. The Celestials.
Celestials.
And so because the Celestials are aware of that, they wouldn't tell the Eternals, who are their responsibility, to stop the person who's doing doing his job. Okay.
Yep, exactly.
Then I have no idea why they weren't there. That's a terrible.
They wouldn't kick the broom out of Galactus's hands. You know what I mean? They wouldn't do that.
Yeah. He's just cleaning. That's all he's doing.
He's just doing his job. He's just doing his job. No, so I mean, there's explanation within the movie that then makes that make sense, right? So like I just said, they're servants of the Celestials. I understand why you were saying though, Greg, that like, oh, they should have intervened with Thanos, because in the comic books, Thanos is actually a deviant from Titan. So he's in the comics, deviants are very much like mutants. They have like, they're a naturally occurring thing that's like a counterbalance to like other individuals with power, essentially. So like deviants are they're kind of like mutants. Let's just put it that way in the comic universe. And Thanos is an actual deviant. If you look at all the other Titans, he looks nothing like them, and he's supposed to be a deviant. And that's what makes him near immortal, super strong, like all that kind of shit. So he's basically like the Hulk, a mutant Hulk, like an Omega level mutant on Titan. So essentially that's what deviants were, but they have since in this iteration in the MCU, there's something completely different.
I thought they presumed that Thanos was a Titan in this MCU.
No. Thanos is from Titan, so he's
I know.
He's a Titan from Titan.
That's what I'm saying though. Like he's not just a deviant. I'm saying in this MCU, this iteration, I think they were saying like he's a Titan as opposed to a deviant of the Titans.
Yeah, exactly. No. He has no connection to the deviants whatsoever. Because the deviants are a separate thing. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because we're going from the comic universe to the cinematic universe, which there are many differences, and they follow a more linear storyline than the comics. So there has to be things that they cut out and simplify and add in and all that kind of shit. So, so yes, my brain hurts as well. I understand where you're coming from, but either way,
I don't because my brain hurts.
and what's even funnier is in this MCU, Galactus might be completely different. He might not even be considered a Celestial or anything like that. So we might be completely wrong as in terms of the interpretation that we have, because Galactus has not appeared in this MCU.
Based on like just the way they built this stuff out, I would be willing to bet, although he's like in the Celestial status, I'd be willing to I'm willing to bet that they probably do something similar to, like I mentioned, like Dragon Ball Super, where like there's the destroyers and then there's the creators.
There's a hierarchy, yeah,
and like essentially neither of them stop each other, right? The destroyer never kills like the Kais off, but they will destroy whatever's in their way, and the Kais just keep building behind them, right? And that's that's what I'm picturing that they're doing in this universe. It just makes sense, like on how things have been happening. The fact that no one interfered with Thanos outside of the actual Avengers pulling people to them, like that's crazy. So because of that, that's the only reason I would imagine that.
Here's another thing too. There is a reason why, maybe another reason why people are saying, oh yeah, they should have intervened with Thanos, and it's because there's a plot line. It's a plot hole. Let's just put it that way. But at the same time, it kind of makes sense because again, like these beings and the way that they're the storyline explains their creation, it very much makes sense. If they weren't told to do something, they wouldn't or shouldn't do it.
You're saying that the way that the Eternals were, they're external to everything else in this, but so the way that you're saying that the way they describe how they were created, it would make sense they wouldn't interfere like with someone with Thanos,
unless they were directly told go and do this.
Oh, okay. So it's not that they wouldn't defend against him. It's just that without given direction, they won't do it, and it seems like someone's just not been giving them directions, or like hasn't noticed, like, oh, hey, that's weird. Like half the people I know are dead. So.
But also too, you have to presume that whoever's giving the orders, whoever, I'll say it's Ashram. Ashram is the Celestial that is
that runs the Eternals.
Yes, he runs the Eternals, and he actually created our sun. So he's basically in charge of our galaxy. We're living in his galaxy. Let's just put it that way, right? So he didn't give a specific order because he probably had insight beyond time and space. So let's just put it that way.
Meaning like he might have known that it was going to resolve itself, and to not show them, and they couldn't show themselves now because it basically would show that they exist and would interfere with future potential issues.
Bang.
Nice. That makes sense.
It does.
That's okay. That's a cool way to do it.
It's confusing because anything post blip is going to have that confusing aspect of, well, how did it get this way? And that's why, like, Falcon and Winter Soldier, they have to explain that, like, oh, why does this faction even exist and all that kind of stuff. So like post blip kind of makes everything weird, right? So if this was
what do you mean blip? Like
that's what they call the
time, basically Flashpoint.
Well, no, the blip is when half of the population disappears.
Oh, this they call that. I got you. Okay.
The snap, but they call it the blip inside the MCU. So yeah. Anyway, post blip makes everything. Anyway, okay. So my favorite part of this movie was, first of all, the direction of it. Chloe Zhao did an amazing job. She made it feel very grandiose. It feels very big. It feels world threatening, galaxy threatening, as opposed to every other movie in the MCU. Like, you don't feel the stakes of it. Even in Endgames, you have people dying, and even, like the I guess Infinity War essentially is the same thing, right? But you have people dying, but you don't feel the stakes of it. Like, you don't feel like, even if even if Thanos snaps and half the population dies, which he ends up doing, there's still 50% of the population left. You still have a group of heroes that are there. You still have, like, again, half of the galaxy that's there, half of the universe, whatever, that's there. So it doesn't feel as big, right? In this movie, because of the direction and also because of the storyline that's gonna happen, it feels so much more like there's more at stake, and that to me made it a real movie to me. It made it so, you know how there's been complaints that, like, oh, MCU movies are not cinema, they're not films, you know, like there's no greater sense of direction, there's no greater sense of plot line, storyline, acting, all those kinds of things, which I will disagree about the acting part. I think they have great actors playing these roles. I think I will agree that there's a bit of a copy and paste kind of methodology that has been put in place with Marvel, which they make comics are essentially a copy and paste process. There's differences in the storyline and things like that, but in terms of the process, that's how it works. So that made complete sense to me. I'm like, okay, cool, yeah, that makes sense. It's just like a comic, right? But this movie feels much more like a film. It feels much more like something you would compare to, like, a Joker movie or the Dark Knight series. Percy Jackson.
Never seen any of those.
Really?
I actually I enjoyed those. Actually, like
they were fun. I also would consider them more like Marvel rather than a cinematic 100%, thing. That's
yeah.
I was joking. Yeah.
Yeah. No, they're a comic book play on mythos, and that's exactly what. All right. So anyway, And we talked about this in the previous episode of Breakfast Talk. We were talking about the Eternals movie in general. This movie was filmed on set. Like they were there. They were on location in a lot of these different places that they present in the movie. So that is a complete difference. It's basically
meaning like when they say they're in like a certain country, they're actually in the country instead of having a scene. That's pretty cool, because like even like movies like the Dune that came out, like a lot of the sand scenes you do are like with the green screen and then a crap ton of sand. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you don't do it like in a location, although I don't know.
Yeah, that was a bit, despite, I mean, other than going to like the Sahara and filming there, which, you know, I mean, Africa is not necessarily a stable continent, to film movies in. So I don't know if they would do that, but like beyond that, you couldn't really pull that off. So that makes sense. Like any space, like if you're on an alien world, that makes sense to do it in front of a green screen. But a lot of their locations had to do with Earth, so that made.
Like, what are you talking about? The Hobbit did it in New Zealand. They pulled it off.
But that's because the writer is from New Zealand. A lot of his inspiration.
J.R.R. Tolkien's from New Zealand.
100%. Yes.
Didn't know that.
That was Peter Jackson.
Yeah.
Peter Jackson?
Peter Jackson, yes, the director.
Director?
Mm-hmm.
Oh! I thought we were talking about Percy Jackson still.
Him too. He's from New Zealand too. You didn't know that.
That'd be weird. I'd be freaking out.
It feels very much set in reality. It feels like there's stakes. It feels much more like a film. Obviously, it's a Marvel movie, so there's, you know, it does have elements of that. I'll give it that. So it's not completely well-rounded, but also it's kind of like in a Deadpool movie, like, let's get all these tropes out of the way so we can jump into the story. They absolutely did that, which I thought was brilliant. That was honestly the best way to take on this group of heroes, and especially why they haven't interfered and all this kind of stuff. So they get all that information kind of right out of the way, and they literally directly ask the question, why didn't you interfere? Why didn't you step in when Thanos came? And it's very much right in center stage, and they do it very quickly, simple answers, and they move right the fuck along to get along to their storyline, which I thought was brilliant, because first of all, you address all of the things that anybody could complain about right at the beginning, and then you also answer that question that everybody's been asking. So it basically,
like, if you're so strong,
pretty much. But also too, there's a lot of, I think, nerfing that they do in this movie with the Eternals, because they want them to be a bigger part of the MCU. So you can't give everything all in the first, 5 minutes of the movie. Even in the first film, you can't just give them all the amazing things that they have the potential to do. You can't do that all in the first movie. So I'll tell you this much.
and I was discussing this with my friend who went with me to see the movie. He was like, man, you see them do some shit and you're like expecting more. And I was like, well, you kind of have to nerf them a little bit, because if they do all that, then there's nowhere else to go. That you already established everything that they can do. And then it's not surprising if you see it in more movies, because it's very clear this is going to continue. There's a post-credit scene that's basically like the Eternals will return. So you know they're coming back. And you also see how this cannot be ignored by anybody. Now they have made their presence 100% known in the.
So like all of Earth knows about them now.
Yeah, there's no way they are not center stage in the MCU after this point. Like after this movie, which has
that's kind of cool, because like that's something that like I wasn't sure if they were going to make them like this secret thing that keeps coming back, kind of like the Watchers or the.
This is actually a timeline set movie. So basically, this is like Blip. This is post Blip, but it's another Blip type event that you cannot ignore. There is no hero on the earth that is not aware of what's going on right now. So I'll tell you that much, and that's what I'm saying. Like it does feel like there's it holds stake in the MCU, and to me, this is a move to make kind of everybody forget about the Blip. We've addressed the Blip. We've set different things inside the Blip and after the Blip and all that kind of shit. We've had a Black Widow movie that's now gone way back into the past, but it's also brought things into the future. All that are in the present day. But this is like basically, let's move on from the Blip. That did happen. Let's move on from Tony dying. That did happen.
Let's get back to the future.
The Eternals, right. The Eternals have center stage. So that's what it feels like it's setting up for me. And all the other movies are then going to kind of have some aspect of that storytelling. And they also do give, so the Eternals, let's just put it this way. The Eternals are one group on one planet. There's a bigger hierarchy. So I'll just leave it at that. So what they do is they set up a larger hierarchy that now you have to speculate, wait, what? How does that work on every other system and planet that we've already seen? Because we have the Kree, we have a bigger universe in terms of the Guardians of the Galaxy. We have all those different things that we've already seen. So how does that work on every other planet?
Yeah. Do you think that they're trying to make the do you think that they're trying to make the Eternals be potentially like the leaders of the new Avengers? Because I know that, like, I remember looking at the timeline of movies that they plan on coming out with eventually, and one of them was like the Dark Avengers or something like that. I can't remember the name of it. And if that's the case, I would almost assume something like the Eternals might take over as the Avengers, to the point where like there's something bad is happening, where it's one of those for the greater good, you know.
No, I think the Dark Eternals or the Dark Avengers has been something that has been like, this is a strong indication there will be this title. But what I think you're gonna have there is more like the Hulk, like She-Hulk, Red Hulk. You're gonna have those kinds of characters.
I want Red Hulk so bad.
That are somewhat secondary characters. And I actually think that they do introduce an Avenger in this movie, a future Avenger in this movie, but it's not any of the Eternals. If that makes sense. You might get it when you watch the movie, but he is this character. I mean, this character, they has been part of the Avengers in the comics.
Oh, okay, cool.
So there you go.
Oh, I'm not going to say who I think it is.
My specific, in terms of the Dark Avengers, how they're playing, I think it's going to be Red Hulk, and I think he's going to be introduced in She-Hulk, the series.
Yeah.
And I think you're going to get more of those dark heroes coming, like
because isn't the Dark Avengers, I was going to say, isn't the Dark Avengers like a collection of essentially anti-heroes that have to do avenging because something so bad and evil comes that basically they need to Batman Dark Vengeance style come to fight off whatever it is. It's
kind of like you feel like maybe the Avengers are either off-world or they've been like
decommissioned somehow, because there's an equivalent in the DCU where essentially not the current DCU, but where essentially everyone gets taken over except for Batman, like the Injustice style, and he has to go get other people to get together. So that's what I kind of assume the Dark Avengers would be, is like the misfit gang. It's kind of like the Suicide Squad of anti-heroes, with, you know, as opposed to the Suicide Squad of villains.
Mm-hmm. Yep. 100%.
Cool. Yeah, I still got to see that movie though. But
what?
Eternals.
Yeah, I got to see that too.
And I have to see Shang-Chi, and I have to see the rest of What If.
Okay, yeah, I haven't seen What If at all.
I haven't either.
Shang-Chi, direct tie into the Eternals.
Oh.
So I need to see that then.
Doctor Strange, direct tie-in with the Eternals.
Oh, I saw that.
Not
I haven't seen that yet either. I need to catch up on all these new ones.
Not in the sense that they are in the movie, but if you've watched Shang-Chi and if you know anything about Doctor Strange, you see references that are very clearly like, again, no one is going like there's no speculation anymore. Like, in previous movies, when you see, post-credit scenes or whatever, you're like, oh, is this tied in? Oh, does this work? Oh, you see a character that's supposed to be in this universe, in this movie set, that is in this movie set. Are they going to cross over? There is no speculation in this movie. They are very upfront about every detail that they give. It's 100% tied in. And you're like, oh, shit. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Like, finally, these very speculative kind of moves by Marvel are all kind of going to one place. And all I got to say is, again, Kevin Feige is amazing when it comes to...
Did you say his name?
Feige, whatever the fuck you want to say. I don't know.
I thought it was Feige.
Don't you want a Fanta?
Don't you want
Fanta?
I want a Feige. You fucking...
Man, we got to...
Oh
no, he's blacklist. What happened?
He's amazing at taking the content that we have, like that's kind of spread along the Marvel universe, and separating out it into their own different pieces of important like content. Like, okay, so he gave the Eternals a movie. He's giving, you know what I mean? He's giving Spider-Man his own series. Like, so everything that's kind of important inside the MCU, like, or inside the comic universe, like besides like I guess the Defenders, right? Like the Defenders are kind of a New York based team. They're not important, I guess, in the overall picture of the Marvel comic universe, but they're very well known. Like, let's just put it that way. So they have a lot of history. And
it's actually interesting. Some of the people they stopped though, like it's like they stopped them before they became so drastic that someone like the Avengers would have to step in. Like some of the people they did actually stop were pretty strong. But I was gonna say the Kevin Feige thing. You were saying like how he's like kind of like a master at like his work of creating this universe with multiple movies that can be distinctly separate and universally better. One thing that's interesting is that I think I mentioned this on a different podcast, but basically the idea that he got a hold of the whole comic book world as well, not just the movies. So he actually controls the comic books coming out. And so because of that, he's been releasing comics, I think, as tests. Mm-hmm. So he's been creating new comics in the meantime. So I almost wonder if that's what's helping him generate these ideas, actually starting with new comics based on the old comics.
Like a test kind of thing, yeah.
Because if people can't enjoy the comic versions of what the movies will ultimately be, how will you enjoy the movies? Yeah. So that's super interesting.
Yeah, I think this universe is super diverse. It's very it's very much in the world that we live in today. Like it doesn't overly do political issues, but it also maintains them. And it
they have them in a way that's like, they have it in a way that
it's not gimmicky.
They're not what that was the word? They're not going for like current things. They're going for general things. They're not trying to be like, oh, this is like a hot new thing. Let's talk about this right now. They're talking about like general ideas, which is what all movies should kind of do, is like just sending general ideas.
Yeah, and I think that, you maybe that you can make some argument for like say Black Panther and when that came out and like that kind of stuff. But at the same time, again, Marvel has had a very great history with presenting those kinds of political ideas in comic book format. So it's not something that
the X-Men. The X-Men was
it's not something that's new to the company at all. You know what I mean? So it's very much in line with who they are as a company. So again, anyway, let's move on from that. But Kevin Feige, however you want to pronounce his last name, maybe he can comment on this podcast and tell us how.
Let us know, Feige. We know you're watching. Yeah. We know you're watching.
All the bigwigs are watching.
Today's the day. We had like 14 comments in here. Look at all these.
Yeah,
hey, John, if you're still watching, I'm trying to get you your mug.
Isn't that funny? Isn't that ironic, Greg?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Very ironic.
I don't know if Greg's here right now. You see that? He's just like he's like looking around. He's
looking at the Chronicles of Horror new quick starter. He's figuring
like,
out how you pronounce Kevin Feige's last name.
That's what he's been doing this whole time. He's like watching interviews right now. He's like, what the hell's his name?
Exactly.
That's not my name.
I was gonna mention a thing before we ended this.
Go for it.
Was Charlie Cox brought up in an interview what season 4 of Daredevil would have been, and it was actually the rise of
the Phoenix.
Spoiler if you didn't see the third one. The rise.
Yeah, go ahead.
The rise of Bullseye.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it was actually,
maybe I saw the third one. I don't remember.
No, you did not. You're way behind on everything. You should just take like.
But they did that though.
What?
Season 3 was.
No.
Yeah.
Actually, no, but like more like that was like his origin story, and like he actually like comes back and does shit like.
Okay, so he's the main villain then. Essentially, he's become the super villain.
Yeah, he's not manipulated by. I don't want to spoil it because someone here hasn't.
He's not manipulated by a manipulator.
Yeah, exactly.
A manipulator. That's all you have to say.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, I mean, man, hopefully we talked about this in a previous podcast. Hopefully we do get our Charlie Cox back. Hopefully, fingers crossed, prayer to Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Hopefully he's back in the universe in some way. Hopefully we get John Bernthal back. Hopefully they do a new Iron Fist that isn't such an idiot. And we get
or just somebody who takes the time to learn martial arts. For Christ's sake, like I could have done a better job. Like,
give us Luke Cage again.
Yeah, exactly.
Luke Cage is freaking awesome. I love Luke Cage.
Let's do an Iron Fist Luke Cage. Like, let's just give them, a buddy cop kind of scenario. I'm totally down for that. That'd be dope. That'd be dope as fuck. They would be holding down New York while Spidey, in this MCU, he has to be like Iron Man now. So with playing with Doctor Strange and shit. So he's off doing his own thing. Now you got, New York needs the protectors. There you go. You got the defenders, and now you got, Luke Cage and Iron Fist kind of, doing things. And then you can see them sparring more, which would be pretty dope. Anyway, in terms of the Eternals, just to wrap it all up, I would recommend.
Nice little bow.
Yeah, I would recommend that you guys go watch this movie. And
set your clocks back.
Back to the blip. We're going back to the blip. Set them before half the population was destroyed. No, and honestly, keep your mind open to what is actually going on in this movie, because I think that this is going to be.
I'm not going to do that.
Here's a comment. Here's a comment. It is definitely, it suffers from the MCU flaw, and the MCU flaw is that you need to have had previous knowledge of what's going on in the MCU to get all the things that are working in this movie. So that is a flaw. If you haven't seen pretty much every movie up until now, there's going to be some blanks. I would say you need to watch at least Doctor Strange, the Endgame movies.
Real quick, the new Doctor Strange or the old Doctor Strange?
Well, the new one's not out yet.
The new one's not out yet. Yeah, so just Doctor Strange movie.
You have to go into the future and watch that.
There's the what if version.
Yeah, but it is canon, but it's in an alternate universe. And then also, if you had watched Iron Man or anything about Iron Man that works, Avengers movies, so you have to have a lot of context, let's just put it that way, to go into this movie and then be like, okay, this works here, this is why this is, and I see the references and blah blah. If you've watched Shang-Chi, it'll fit more perfectly inside that bubble as well.
I can watch it in a couple days on Disney Plus, so
go for it. Yeah, perfect timing. And then also, in terms of the Eternals as a movie, I think the way that they've created the design of the Celestials, actually the design of everything in this movie is fucking dope. I mean, their costumes is really great. I think the actors fit the roles really well. The storyline was different from what I thought it was going to be, because there's a very strong Eternal storyline that leaves. Yeah.
Is that I am never around on Sundays to catch this. The multiverse must be collapsing. Hey, boy.
What up, Aaron? Yeah, we never see you, bro. We only see you on your videos now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say, like I said, it's an interesting movie. It definitely sets up the remainder of I guess what we like. If you had any questions about what the fuck is going to happen now in the MCU, this kind of helps determine the direction a little bit. And then I also feel like, again, they're introducing. Yes, we are welcome, and you're welcome as well. And it helps kind of give direction to like maybe introduce a new Avenger and all that kind of stuff. So, c'est la vie. Went into vis-a-vis
Visa, MasterCard, Discover.
yeah, exactly.
Cool.
Ipso facto. So when do I start?
So this is episode 30. Was episode 33 of Breakfast Talk. Sound like a stutter.
Who said that?
So
I think it was the cat. The cat did it.
The cat's actually speaking. This is the last episode before Comic-Con. That's in like 2 weeks.
Can we leak what we're doing?
Yeah.
For that?
We're doing a game show to actually. We'll talk about it more once we go into the Brunch Bulletin. But game show is the last episode of Breakfast Talk, like ever. Unless if we get 3 million fans and be like, we want Breakfast Talk back, and be like, okay,
yeah, Breakfast Talk or nothing.
But yeah, we're gonna be.
I will literally slit my wrist right now.
You belong to me.
Yeah, that was a little too dark, wasn't it?
Yeah, I'm a little scared.
Sorry.
I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, I was speaking on behalf of somebody who wants Breakfast Talk back. I'm not saying I'm going to. I mean, that would be a legitimate reason why we don't do Breakfast Talk anymore.
Buttercat's throat. There you go.
I went down the river.
He is gonna go after us now.
I went down the river instead of across the stream.
Whoa, getting a little too Ohio is for lovers for me right now.
I don't know what that reference.
Email thing.
Yeah.
Anyway,
woo.
That was Breakfast Talk. So now we're switching over.
Yeah.
Okay, so
there you go. That's how you say it now.
This is literally the last episode of Brunch Bulletin. This is episode 21. He looks what?
Me?
I'm not a serial
Wait,
killer.
this is the last one of this year?
This is the last one that will be live, and then it's going to be in podcast form on Buy Me a Coffee only. So if you don't know where that is, you go to buymeacoffee.com/SierraNovaComics and subscribe, or just buy us a coffee so we can live.
And John, if you're still there, I'm trying so hard to get you this damn mug, and my bank's like, you're not allowed to take your own money, and I'm like, I sure would like to.
I think
I'm pretty sure it's mine, you know.
No, one of my banks, like, they updated all their software, and I'm trying. I literally the other day I had to. What's that? I missed that.
Who's dying in the series finale?
Oh shit! No! Oh, spoils. God. Yeah, but no. This happened the other day. They updated all the software, and I went to go pay a bill, and I'm like, hey, I kind of need my money. And they're like, we're sorry. Like, you could do like check or something like that. I'm like, I don't have any checks on me, and I live out of state now. I'm like, I don't think that's gonna work. And they're like, well, I'm like, when is it gonna get fixed? And they're like, I don't know. I'm like, rough estimate. They're like, I don't know. I'm like, I need my money. Like, what do you mean I don't know? But they come, and then like, you can do a wire transfer. Like, I gotta pay like $20 to pay a bill. I'm like, out of your mind. So no, I had to like move all my like PayPal stuff around. I'm like, God damn it.
That's ridiculous, man.
Yeah. No, so I'm still trying to do that. I'm just trying to get a mug. Or a latte mug. And
it's probably because it's connected to our PayPal. So
you don't want a latte.
No, it's not that. It's on my end. I went to go transfer it, and then it's like, you've already hit your limit of $0. I'm like, wait, what? It won't let me.
You were meant to be poor.
No, there's like internal limits. I'm trying to, because it's in my like business stuff. I'm trying to move it to my personal stuff so I can actually buy it. And I went to go move it, and it's like, for external transfers, it's like I have a maximum limit of 0, and I'm like, what? I'm like, how do I get my money then? I'm like, give me my money.
And I want
my money.
Give me the money.
It's my money, and I need it now.
Yeah, I have a structured settlement, and I need cash now.
Wow.
J.G. Wentworth.
Wow.
877 cash now. And now we're singing.
Cash now.
Cash now.
Yeah. I have a Buttercat latte mug and I need cash now. Oh man, this is ridiculous.
All right, so we're gonna run the intro video, not as long as I usually do it, which is way too long.
We're gonna have
if
fun.
you
with
can
these
guess
last
the
two
green thing
episodes.
if you're watching it, and you guess the green thing right now in the comments. You
Other
all
than John.
Yeah, John, you can't
yeah,
do it
other
again.
than John.
John already has one. John, don't spoil it if you're still
don't
there.
spoil it if you're
Don't do
watching.
it. Don't do it. Don't
The
do it.
two people watching. So yeah, guess the green thing. Yeah.
Well, we're gonna.
Oh shit!
So
Go
you
ahead.
had to cut it.
I was vibing right there.
It was definitely Hulk. You got it. Now. Not everything's about comics, okay?
Learn something, stupid.
So, speaking of that, we have a comic Kickstarter.
Speaking of stupid, we have a comic Kickstarter.
Welcome to episode 21. I already said that, but I'm saying
A brunch bulletin.
Brunch Bulletin.
Is
That's
brunch
after
now.
breakfast. Get
Yeah.
it? We just did breakfast.
This
Now
is-
it's after breakfast. That's the joke.
On a different day, too.
And it's Sunday. Honestly, it is Sunday, so brunch is more appropriate.
Sunday. So we
And now we're sued.
yeah, we came
We got
up with
6
all
losses.
these-
No. If you only do 2 of them, you're okay. You can't just do the third one. You know what I mean?
Well, damn, I'm just going to take my ball and go.
So I don't know where we came with all these like breakfast ideas. I think I like
There's
breakfast.
definitely-
And we're like, yeah, that's good. And
Who doesn't like breakfast?
Yeah, some people
That's what we thought. And then we realized
Yeah.
I guess
people like
everybody
green
eats
things.
breakfast.
they like the green thing.
So if
I-
anyone did see the green thing, you'll have one more chance, and they'll.
Hey, Duran, are you still there? What's the green thing?
Yeah, or Aaron.
Duran?
If Aaron didn't take his ball and went home,
He left. Yeah.
that just went from 4 to 3. He left. So
What a
yeah,
monster.
we got everybody in here. We got.
Oh, Duran's there. Did you guess the green thing? It's up in the top right corner.
Yeah, if you can
It's really
see that.
small there. Just zoom in.
It's where the eye is, where the bacon is, above the bacon.
Minority Report it. Just like
the bacon. Yeah. Yeah.
So for this, we got a couple things actually, because it's our last.
it's like y'all need to calm down.
So yes, our Buy Me a Coffee is actually going to be expanding. Fire. All right. I'm on fire, Ricky Bobby.
Yeah, it's funny. Remember I mentioned all the money, how they updated everything. So I'm like, you know what? Maybe I can just make sure like the card stuff is set up. And I hit card management. It's like error. I'm like,
Oh, no.
I'm like, there's no way to get my money. I need to change which account like my money gets paid to now. They won't give me it.
Cool.
Yeah. What is it?
How am I supposed to get buttercut lattes if I can't get money?
That's all of our struggle, man.
Yeah.
It's all of
So
our
we
struggle.
have a few things. So first off, our Chronicles of Horror Kickstarter, if you didn't know, failed, and it's
Oh God.
Oh well, that's just
I'm
Sucks.
colorblind.
Duran's colorblind? Oh, damn. All right. Well, if you can guess what thing is green, maybe you'll get a sticker.
Yeah, just speculate. You got like
Boom!
you got like a 1 out of 5 chance.
Yeah, it'd be so funny. It's like the only thing that he can't see. And he's like, oh, it's gotta be in like this general area right here. Like,
that's correct. So yes, our Chronicles of Horror Kickstarter
the pin is blue.
failed on Halloween.
Why are we
So-
behind something?
He,
Why are you hiding? Are you trying to show us the cat sticker? Oh, okay.
It was an accident, but yeah.
yeah. So we're relaunching our Chronicles of Horror 2 Kickstarter. It's going to be a quick starter, and it's 14
Get
day
it?
campaign.
You get it quick. It's faster
it's
than
not going to be a whole
before.
month because I'll die if we did that. So it's going to be a 14-day campaign. We retooled a couple things. There's a lot more add-ons, like our action figurine or whatever. Not action figure, but it's just a figurine of the Gravedigger and a couple other things. That's launching November 15th. So that's pretty cool. And it has a way lower goal. So, yeah. Another thing, our Buy Me a Coffee is expanding and like changing. So if you watch the episode 33 of Breakfast Talk, which you won't see that until next week. So go
when you
or
watch
YouTube. It. Yes. We mentioned that it's the last episode before a game show thing. An update on day one just for you. Oh, we're so special. He's gonna do an update on Kickstarter. It's going to become about
Venti. It's like you're stupid in 3 languages. Venti, 20! 20 ounces!
So Breakfast Talk is ending forever after a game show episode during our Comic-Con.
What?
This is
we
news
never
to
discussed
me.
this.
And then Brunch Bulletin is only going to be not live anymore, and it's going to be a podcast whenever they finally open that stupid thing up on Buy Me a Coffee. You can actually do a podcast on there directly or whatever. And we're going to be putting it on there. So next year at some point, that will be on there since it's already kind of like a newsletter. And Smo Talk, which we started to do, well, basically Hector did 2 episodes of it, and then we're like, nah,
bitch.
That's gonna be a video series only, and it will be from like other creators too from our platform. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's got the same problem. He wants it open too because he has his own ideas for Buy Me a Coffee that he's got.
Wait, what's locked on Buy Me a Coffee?
It keeps saying coming soon for like podcasts, and you can actually like put a podcast on there, and it's just locked. It's not like an available thing yet. So
somebody's ass.
Like I said. So yeah, Smo Talk that. It's only going to be on Nova Nation, so you have to join Nova Nation, and to do that, you have to get Nova Nation on Buy Me a Coffee, which you don't have to subscribe to Buy Me a Coffee to do that. It's going to be a little extra thing that you can click, and then it'll go.
It'll do all those things.
Yeah, it'll do all the whistles, so you can do shows just for your subscribers. Yeah, exactly, and that's what we're doing.
Because you guys actually help make the shows possible, so that makes sense. It makes complete sense. We're just giving away content for free here.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't understand it.
Yeah.
Okay, so when a man loves a baby, like what? So
what?
How about 3 men and a baby?
Oh, there you go.
men.
Wow.
You know it. Ha 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 ha. Get a wrestling joke. Okay.
Woo woo woo. Woo! Woo! Woo!
Cut to commercial.
That's a lot of flair.
I wish we had those.
Flair. Yeah.
That's the thing that we're doing for our Comic-Con. We're making a little fake.
Don't tell them.
Oh,
wait, what the hell?
I mean,
they're real.
What he said. What he said?
They're real.
What's real?
They're not silicone.
I'm looking at a thing on Buy Me a Coffee that says 50 free templates for streamers. Get this $60. Wait, what?
But it's not.
I'm not sure what that's supposed to mean. I think it's a picture though. I think it's supposed
maybe
to be
that's how they make their money. Because me and Aaron were like, "How do they make their money?" And I'm like, "Advertising?" And he's like, "I don't think they do that either." But
templates?
maybe.
Do they sell templates and shit?
No, I think it is free. I think they're saying like if you get. Maybe if you earn 60, I have no idea what these mean.
I don't know, but
tarot card readings. Maybe they're just examples. I don't know what's going on.
So lost. Yes, the Buy Me a Coffee stuff.
Glad we got this shit figured out. You know.
Yes.
Someone's got to do it.
Breakfast Talk's going to go away. Smoke Talk is going to only be on Nova Nation and Buy Me a Coffee. We're going to have Brunch Bulletin only on Buy Me a Coffee. Yeah, I know. How do they make money? It's got to be those templates, yo.
The Google ads.
That's what I was saying yesterday. I was like, it's got to be some kind of ads or something. But I'm not on there long enough ever to like see if there are. And the Nova Files is coming back with Peter, Ian, and whoever else joins that when they feel like doing it. That's going to be next year. It's going to be season 2, and it's going to be a little more structured, like just editing wise. They can still like say whatever they want, basically what they already do. Mostly about action figures and stuff, and He-Man.
Yo.
And yeah, that's basically it for our Buy Me a Coffee stuff. We're going to be promoting Nova Nation like crazy once that gets all settled, which should be in the basically next year. We're figuring it out this month, and then we're going to be announcing some things during our Comic-Con, which that's Thanksgiving weekend.
Woo!
Gobble.
I can't wait for the game show, man.
Is it mine? Is it my turn?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm sure you're doing that.
Yeah, you don't have to like. Write it down. You can
Are you
just
fucking done, Greg? Can you
It's like, let's wrap this shit up. No, just some quick stuff.
Sure.
Last week I mentioned we Greg's expression calendar.
It'll just be one.
Yeah, just do it.
Oh my god, it's one look. Doesn't anyone else see that?
I feel like I'm taking crazy pills.
I'm taking crazy pills.
One look.
We can't all say the same
Can't
line.
turn left.
We can't all say the same line, guys.
That's why I said different lines.
No, we all said the same thing. The crazy.
I like to party.
Everyone said it.
No, I said can't turn left.
You know what, guys? Magnum, all right? That's all I gotta say.
Dude, that hand's so hot right now.
The files are in the computer.
They're in the computer.
They're breakdance fighting.
Anyways, after a really cool show that we put on last Friday, our artist is working on a couple other things. And one of the things he's working on is a cool little secret project, but it's not going to be secret after I tell you what it is.
It's a mystery. It's gone.
No, we're working. So I'm not going to describe what's in the project. I'm just going to describe what the project's about. But basically, as we're going to be putting on more shows, we want to be building up his audience. One of the things that he wants to do is create a merch line, and that merch line is going to be called a cult. And basically, the whole idea is like he wants to create like
a cult, like
a cult, like OCCULT.
Yeah, no, I mean like a cult, like
a cult,
like a cult,
like
a cult.
Yeah,
yes.
like a horse.
Charles Manson.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. No, not like that. More like Jim Jones now. So,
exactly.
So, anyways,
is he gonna launch his own brand of lemonade or Kool-Aid?
Yeah.
There you are.
Kool-Aid's already a brand, right? He's gonna have his own fruity, powdery drink.
Yeah.
Fruit flavored powdered drink. So, anyways,
you could call it. Here's
Listen.
a suggestion. Just a suggestion. This
is there a jingle?
Poison. This isn't poison. That's the name.
This isn't poison.
Yeah.
You can definitely drink this drink.
It's not rain and poison. So anyways, no, there's no jingle yet. I don't know if there'll be a jingle, but he's basically he's got a dope ass logo for it already set up by his friend, and we're going to be working on creating a merch line that's going to like tier up as we build it up, ultimately leading to basically some like hidden messages literally in the merch, which I'm super excited about. So anyone who's listening to this, all 1.5 of you, it's going to be really exciting when you find out about this on behind the paywall and Buy Me a Coffee.
I resent the half person that you're talking about because
I'm talking about the one who's colorblind.
I'm so sorry, Duran. I'm so sorry. He does not speak for us.
Listen, I only say that because if the merch is in like red or green. If the merch is in red or green, I just don't want him to feel bad, so I can't count him as a full viewer in that context. Yeah, he'd understand, but I write my messages in red, so I just
yeah.
But anyways, yeah. So he's gonna be creating a merch line, which I'm super excited about. He also does have potential show coming up end of November, which I'm excited about. Or mid November? No, end of November. Actually, now that I think about it, Greg, actually it might be during our convention. Maybe I'll get that live streamed as one of the events. That'd be kind of cool, actually.
Ooh.
I'll have to think about that. I think it is the 27th, which is right in the middle of our convention.
Yeah, it's the second day.
Yeah, so
cool. If you
can
want
do both, can't you? You son of a bitch! I hate that. I hate you so much doing both your eyebrows like that. No, not you. I'm looking down. I'm looking down on him for doing both eyebrows. All I can do is the one really good, and then after that, it's like
it's hard. It's not easy.
And I know it's not.
Greg, Jesus
I've been trying my entire life. Wait, what did Greg just do?
His face just.
The nose. I can do the nose.
It wasn't had nothing to do. It was the whole thing, the whole face.
Oh, his ears! Oh, Jesus Christ! They can move his ears. Demon, kill him!
People are gonna be like,
wait, you can move your ears too? Okay, now I feel like the odd one.
I can't do this. I can't do this side. I just look like
I can do both.
You look like you're having a stroke.
Stroke.
Yeah, stroke. Stop mocking me. Yeah, I know that one. Yeah, stroking down there. It's like, why are you doing that?
You guys are so lucky. This is the last episode.
You're welcome. You're all welcome.
Yeah. So anyways, yeah. So that's the stuff that artist is coming out with. We also we recently it looked like that. So anyways, we also signed a few new artists to our labels. We actually have a few sub labels we created with what is he doing? He's like so close. Is this like one of those vlogs? I feel like I'm part of your world right now.
Oh, you are, baby.
Hector's world.
Get a pipe. But
smoke it?
Put a bong in a bit.
Can we smoke it too?
You look like that meme of like the cat that looks like a 40-year-old that's
the Cheshire cat
picture. No, just like a cat, like that one cat that looks
the
like
grumpy cat
and that has a profile picture. That's like so close.
It's like, am I doing it right? Did I profile picture right?
Grandma, it's front facing camera.
You people make me sick.
Fucking hate you.
But yeah, anyways, yeah. So we got we've been building out these two sub labels, working with our interns, which is awesome. And we have a EDM sub label called Kids Can Dream. We're on Instagram if you want to check us out. And we just pulled on. I'm trying to think. I think we have 2 artists on that label.
I'm listening.
He's just intensely listening with intent. There we go. Jesus Christ, is that fisheye? Is that why it's doing that?
Oh my god, that's so weird.
It's freaking me out. I'm not gonna lie. Because like when you're far away, you're like, oh, that's what Hector looks like. Then he gets close, and I'm like, is that actually what Hector looks like? Or is this fisheye? I'm like, have I been looking at Hector wrong?
This is why we're done with the podcast.
Can you cross eye?
Yeah.
No, you got to get real close and then do it. I want to see. Oh Jesus Christ! Howdy ho! Yeah, so we got two artists to our EDM record label, Kids Can Dream, and we got another one to our folklore recordings, which is like our Americana folk sub label too, which is awesome. So super excited about that. We also have a new music video with an artist we're working with called Rap Girl that's coming out, and it's kind of awesome. And I'm trying to think of what else we got.
So is that like ironic? Is it actually a dude?
No, her name's Rap Girl, but it's awesome. Actually, little side context. I actually really want to make her a comic book because her name sounds like a superhero. Yeah, like her name's Rap Girl. Like, she needs to have a super. Like, I want it so like if she sells CDs, there's like a little envelope in it that like like the cover that would go in that had like the songs in it. I want it to open up and be like little comics. I think that'd be like freaking awesome. Yeah. So there's that, and then. What was the other thing I was thinking of?
I don't know. What was it?
Yeah, I think that's it. I think that's all it was.
That's cool. I'm going to say your. So, does Hector have something to say?
Does Hector want to talk?
Hector has internet. He actually has internet.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. He can actually see us now. Just so you guys are aware, for the last like 6 years, he hasn't.
This entire season 2. He's
been looking at us through the darkness, this dark void, and just been kind of like, "Hey, I think I'm talking to people." He kept interrupting the intros, which is great too. Like, he start the intros, and like his computer's so delayed that it never muted it. So he's just like, "Where'd everybody go? Why is no one talking about the intros playing?" It's been a pretty solid season. So if you missed any of it, you should go back and watch all of it because we're done with this. We're done with this.
Crazy roller coaster of fun. I have, I guess, an announcement. And part of the reason, the boy, I am a boy, not yet a woman, not there yet.
You got to grow into it.
I think I got to put on more of a beard before I get there. You know what I mean? Like full on chops.
Chops, yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, as you can see, it's very full right here. I'm just waiting, for that last little bit, the cheek cover. That's what I'm waiting for.
Me too.
But all the rest is just like.
Usually I'd be like, listen, like I'm 45 years old and I've only got this hair. Like that's the only hair that grows.
No,
like,
I swear I'm like Joe Dirt, where it's like this is it's patterned out. It's just patterned out that way. Like it's never gonna change. It's till I die. I'll just.
So if you get head damage, you're gonna swap it with a new wig.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, you gotta get the solid mullet.
And I'm gonna get the dreads like he got in the end.
Wait, remember he also had the hair sticking up too. It was like this, and.
No, I'm saying I'm gonna get the end where he puts the new wig on and it's like dreads and stuff. That's what I want. Anyway, yeah, super solid. No, I'm gonna be part of the reason why we're not doing breakfast talk is because I'm stupidly busy, and also I'm gonna be moving to New Zealand next year. So really,
that's a place, by the way, in case anyone's curious. It's actually a country. I've been told.
No,
it's some maps say it's not there, but other maps say it is.
New. It's new. You know what I mean? And it's
there's an old Zealand.
Yeah,
never heard of it. Never heard of the first.
It's at the end of the alphabet. So
the rainbow, is that where it is? The end of the rainbow.
No, that's Ireland. Okay, that's Ireland. Get it right. Okay, keep your.
There's New Zealand. Right. What is New Zealand? I know there's a York.
Maui just fished it up out of the ocean. That's a legitimate thing.
Oh.
Yeah. So.
I saw that movie too.
Get your shit straight. Get all your shit.
So you're saying that is New Zealand where like where the line where the sky meets the sea? It calls to me now. Right over everybody's head.
So I'm moving to New Zealand.
Where the sky meets where the line.
We get it. Yes, but actually that's the same Polynesian culture is in New Zealand as well.
He actually built them.
No,
listen. The reason why Hector does the headshots is because he's actually 3'2".
Yeah, I have really hairy feet as well.
Yeah, and they're disgusting. You don't want to see them. They're just covered in like those little things that used to stick to your coat in the winter when you'd go in the woods. You're like, what is this? I've never seen this, and I haven't seen them in years since.
When you throw any like trash,
that's what his feet look like.
You have to bring it to Mount Mordor.
Yeah, we got to throw it in the burner.
The fiery pits.
Yeah. But
that's how they charge the anvil or the blacksmiths.
The upside is I do actually.
He looks up at hobbits.
I never have to buy boots in the winter. Like my feet are just that rugged. Like I just walk around barefoot. So there's ups and downs.
The best part is like you never have to feel down because in order to talk to anyone, you're always looking up.
Yeah, man.
Just like an elevator. It's a lot of ups and downs.
I get to.
What?
See what you did there.
Life is like a box of chocolate on an elevator in the middle of the woods. What?
You can't see the forest through it. Nope, you can't.
Through the thick of things. Where there's ups and downs, and you never know what you're going to get.
You're in the weeds, and you're looking. You know what I mean? You're in the weeds. Anyway.
The brunch show has to be changed to second brunch show. 11Z's?
11Z's.
Oh, God.
That's probably copyrighted.
No, yeah, so I'm going to be moving in with some hobbits, and so that's going to be like, crazy life adventure. I have to do a lot of things to prepare for that, visas, all that kind of stuff.
Are you going to have a 3
wizards?
You're going to have a trilogy series on your way to get there?
No, when I get there, that's when I'll,
So real quick, just take the plane, don't walk. Just take the plane, don't walk. It's going to take way too long. I don't have time for that. I want to watch you walk forever. There's planes. Just take it.
Look, the story is all about the journey, Dylan. Okay, so
yeah, it's still a 24-hour flight. It's gonna be a long ass time.
Huh?
Is there an eagle that can just take you there and be like way faster?
There is, but after I get there, then I'll see the eagles. Because that's just how the world works.
Okay.
Yeah. But no, so I just
fly, you fools.
Exactly. I just spoke to an immigration lawyer. That went really well. So hopefully it will be happening, like I said, in June. So I have to do all that cool, crazy stuff. And then I'm also going to be working on a pretty big project. Yeah, I will if I can. Okay.
That's their airline name, actually.
The Giant Eagle.
That's a jingle. You haven't heard of it?
Yeah, exactly.
Greg, you uncultured swine.
Uncultured swine. Yeah. So I have a lot to do in the meantime, and then also I'm going to be working on a project with Ruben Romero and Casey.
Ruben's
Booker.
delicious. Ruben's
delicious. He's not as Jewish as you think, though. So.
Does he still come with a little Jew?
This Reuben is actually a Cuban sandwich. So if you're down with that, then Cuban sandwiches are delicious. By the way, you should try them if you haven't.
I've actually never had one.
I feel like that au jus thing just went past everyone. Like you dip it in au jus. So I said, does he at least come with a little au jus? He said he's not Jewish. He's
not Jewish. I get it.
A little.
He's got a Jewish midget that walks around with him and stuff.
His name's O.
He's a little O and Jew. Anyway, we just stretched to make that one work, but that was a funny remark that I guess we needed to focus on.
Yeah, real quick, are you gonna eat those eggs and bacon, or can I have those?
Those are for me, Dylan. God damn it!
Did I just get the toast?
He gets the coffee too. He's got the coffee.
No. I get the coffee.
You get the toast.
You see, now you can't eat it. Sneeze on it.
I get the coffee and the toast then.
I got a waffle and some.
Is that grapefruit in the corner? Oh, thank God, we're good. Never mind. I don't know what I was thinking.
Yeah. Anyway,
so that's the first time all season long we're looking at the menu. We're like, oh, wow, that's pretty good.
That's happening next year. So yeah, I'm pretty much I have zero time. I don't get weekends pretty much right now, so I need to have some form of decompression day. So that reasoning.
You're not going to eat eggs and bacon until next year. I'm pretty sure it's going to be bad. Can I have it now? Eat it
right now after we finish, Dylan.
Oh, okay.
Leave some mystery. God.
What's cool about the game show? For Breakfast Talk, though, is we're going to be drinking. So that's just another thing on top of that.
Yeah, because
we're just going to be taking shots of 151.
We're not animated enough. We're just thinking, like, how can we be more animated and more ridiculous? We got to drink.
I just hope I can be as animated as Greg, to be honest. Like.
Yeah, I've heard
exuberance.
I've actually heard when Greg drinks, he actually turns into a robot as opposed to just being robotic. He turns into one.
He's like, look I enjoy water too.
I think it's a good idea to put this barbecue sauce on.
He starts drinking a full bottle of Sweet Baby Ray's. Chugging it.
Greg knows what I'm talking about. When the first time Zuckerberg ever went live. Is the most awkward. Like he's showing. He's like, I cook a barbecue too. See, it's I should put the sauce on. It's the most awkward thing.
And it was like an electric grill too, so it was like plugged into him.
H2O. That's funny.
I kind of want to make a company in our comic universe called that.
H2O.
Yeah. Oh my god, that reminded me. We built a robot for that show I was talking about last week, the high tech horror. We called it C3PO.
Oh. Hey.
Yeah, she was missing arms and a leg and both legs.
What?
Wow.
Happened?
She didn't come with them, so we just made them look like they were missing. So then she felt like she used to have them, so that she felt worse about not having them. You know what I mean? Because like PO. No, C3PO.
Ho. Right.
Ho. Like she's a hoe. It was a female mannequin turned into a robot.
Limbs away after she wasn't hanged.
Have you ever seen that Key and Peele sketch where he's like, I got a couple blind hoes and someone with missing legs and stuff? Actually, they get a lot more calls than you would think. They get a lot more requests than you would think.
Oh, man. It's good times.
Woo!
Woo!
That's how we're ending.
Why did he say like he was hurt? Like, oh.
No, he owes us.
Like OH?
He owes us some H2O.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Well, this was the last episode of Brunch.
It looks more like owl too, like how it's spelled. Like that's how owl should be spelled. Or ooh-wee.
I'm gonna play the intro for one last time.
Don't do it. No.
If you guess the green thing, Greg will come in the middle of the night to greet you with a sticker.
He'll just come and be like, "Hey,
a sticky
buddy.
sticker.
I'm a boy. I'm a lad that likes berries and cream." Okay.
Hey, guess what? I got your sticker right here, baby. Yeah. Just shh, go to sleep. Go to sleep. It's okay. The sticker will be waiting here for you when you wake up. Breakfast bulletin.
No. All right, how's this? Listen, if you guess it, for everyone who's in the lobby at the moment, he won't come in the middle of the night.
Exactly. Everybody. Security.
I love that movie. That's like the first person I've heard reference that, like outside of me. Like I never hear anyone reference that. I love that movie. Head of State? Anybody? No. Right. Play that intro. Play the intro. Get us out.
That was a lot of fun.
That was the most random series of brunch,
unfortunate events,
and breakfast talk we've ever done. And
I'm actually not quite sure if that's true.
That is true. Yeah, 100%.
We've had some weird with that. We've had some weird ass episodes.
Now I'll end it.
No, don't go. Oh no.
Goodbye.
Forever. We're never gonna see you again, except for a couple weeks from now.
If you want to still listen to this next year, buy me a coffee. We're gonna be promoting it like crazy. So.
Yeah. And if you miss me at all, you'll see me on Smoke Talk, so you can tune in there.
Yeah, and other people that are on our website.
Yeah, but mainly me because I'm awesome.
I mean,
come on,
if you
be
can guess
real.
what Dylan is looking at, you'll get a sticker.
Dylan actually just became schizophrenic right in front of our eyes.
This is the moment we captured it on live television.
Oh, I have something for that, but I can't say it.
No, I hear like footsteps upstairs, but like typically I only hear that when music's playing because like someone's like moving too much because music. And now I'm just like, is someone just walking around upstairs? Like,
how dare they? How dare they walk around up there?
No, it's a studio up there. I'm like, what would someone just be walking around in a studio with no music playing for? I'm like,
they're getting into the groove of things.
Yeah, they're pre-stepping.
The poison for Cusco. Okay, so that's all right.
Sweet Baby Ray's.
Is that what their commercials are? Some like weird ass shit, and then they're just like, "Sweet Baby Ray's."
It's like a dude barbecuing like another human, and